Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. What we're about to do is I'm going to hand this camera off to Scott and Tim out here in the garage, and I am going to work on Sherry's side by side, and they're going to install a Super ATV e-power steering unit in Tim's machine.
Well, I know I was just, when you grab this and you turn it, I mean,
This
granted,
is
it's not tight, but
Easy Steer, sorry I misspoke. Easy Steer from Super ATV, because Tim's power steering unit doesn't work for some odd reason. And we know and we've read that the stems are and the U-joints are pretty much not good from Super ATV. So Tim went and got, we think, everything needed.
Okay.
So this looks like the 30.
Yeah, that's the one that goes on the top of the motor.
Okay. Yeah, this one goes over here, 36. And
This one was 20.
these will get cut and like welded into this, correct?
New shaft.
Okay, new
We're not
shaft.
using anything of theirs.
Not using any, we're building all new.
The only piece we use of theirs is the steering stem
Okay.
piece.
oh, wow,
Yeah, this
is
steering
nice
stem will
feature.
come down. This is what goes into the steering wheel, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So we have that. Got a bunch of these. This looks like it goes into,
This is probably that one, and then this is probably the one that goes to the
yep,
other.
that one goes in there.
This goes in the rack.
Okay.
And this one's going to go in here.
And get welded, right?
That goes in there.
Yep. And
Okay.
that's going to make all of our shafts.
That goes in there.
So we think it'll be good.
Okay.
And so, you good to film this? Catch all the stuff, and I'll just keep working on Sherry's. Figured I'd get you the GoPro, that way you didn't have to mess with the big new camera.
I'm good with that.
Okay. So the first thing I guess you got to do is just pull yours out, huh?
Take the fender off so I can get to the stuff.
Okay, he's gonna pull that off, pull that steering out, and we'll do a little how-to video on how to install this. Hopefully it goes well.
All right, we got the 24 millimeter loose. I'm going to beat it with a hammer, and Tim is going to pry on it.
I trust maybe just smack it right down on that nut.
All right, we ready?
Yep, whack him in the face.
Did it move? I don't think it moved.
Probably not.
Maybe a tiny bit. Maybe.
Right?
I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, so we're just going to keep doing that and see what happens. All right, so what we were doing didn't work. So we come up with this idea. Got a ratchet strap to both sides, side down back to there, and Tim's going to smack it.
Ain't budging, is it?
No, it doesn't seem like it. The strap's not getting any loose, or I should say. Wow.
Damn.
All right. We got to figure something else out because this ain't working either.
Yep.
All right, new method.
Moving?
No.
What do you have to take it off for?
Well, there's steering wheel pullers, but we...
All right, so we're going to try to take the whole steering assembly off and then try to get the steering wheel off. We got the electrical connection off from underneath. I don't know if you can see in there.
So now we're gonna undo the shafts, get the motor out, and this whole piece will come out.
And then
Here and here.
hopefully we can pull the steering wheel off after.
Hopefully.
Yeah. All right. So what do we got going on here, Tim?
Well, we're gonna get this here steering column out. And
We
this
took
is in the way.
the displays
Gauge cluster
off. We have all the bolts off of this piece.
We ain't gonna have room to get it up out of here.
Yeah, the cage is kind of hurting us right now.
A little bit.
And then we have to get to,
Kind of see them down in there. There's one there. There's another one over here we got to get to.
and this is in our way. I don't know. I mean, there's two right here. You can
Yeah, they
see
won't
this
be bad.
one and this one. Those are the easy ones.
So there's 4 total.
But there's 2 more that were behind those that we have to figure out how to get to. So
That's next phase.
yeah, once we figure out how to do that, we'll let you know.
We'll be back.
All right, we're getting some progress now. So we got the whole assembly off. It only took us how long, Tim? About an hour, huh? About an hour in, we got it all off. But
Now I think we get to unbolt the motor
yeah,
and take that bracket out. 'Cause I think we got to drill some holes in it.
yeah, we gotta take this out, and then we can take this motor out, and then we can install. All right, so we have an update here. So we eventually just pulled this whole thing out.
This was here like that.
Yeah, so there was, what was there?
Yeah,
These 2
there,
bolts
one there,
and 1 there.
and there's 3 that hold the motor to the bracket.
Yeah, so we were able to just pull everything out then.
So, and then 2 here and 2 here, right under your instrument cluster.
Right. So Tim's gonna take the bolts off of,
Took the motor
The
off
motor?
the bracket.
and
We'll be back.
yeah, we can start kind of putting everything back together. All right, Tim, show them what we got going on here.
All right, so these were your factory holes for your factory motor. The new motor clocks because it's bigger. So they give you this template you bolt on here and tells you where to drill your 3 new holes to mount your new motor.
New motor, old motor.
That motor's a lot longer.
Yeah,
That motor's set in there horizontal. This one will be clocked at like
yeah.
10 o'clock.
And that's our template. So we're ready to drill some holes. All right, guys. We have the new ECU. It mounts on that bar coming through there, and it has a metal brace that the ECU actually bolts to. So that's the start of everything going back together. Pretty simple.
So far, so good.
So far. All right. Let's see what else we can get into. Oh, I had it backwards.
Yeah.
The whole time?
Yeah. All right.
I was wondering if you've seen your face and then or not.
So. All right, guys. So we got the ECUs mounted in here. It's mounted off of a bracket, and then that bracket mounts to this part of the frame, basically. And that's where we're at. So far, so good. Not too bad. I do this time. All right, so we're back at the steering wheel here. I'm going to try to press it out. Whoa!
Well, that didn't take very much at all.
Well,
We loosened it up.
well, folks, that's how you get the steering wheel off the
You need anything else, let me know.
That's how it always goes.
God.
Always.
That's amazing.
So when you need to get the steering wheel off the shaft, just use a press. It works really easy. We now have the new Easy Steer bolted into the factory, I don't know, what do you call that, Tim? The mount, whatever, bracket. Yeah, the column. So here is the new one bolted in. This is the old one. Actually, the new one is right about a half an inch thinner, not as wide as,
twice as long though.
yeah. So, I mean, just to give you an idea here, that's what we got going on. So now we got to make some shafts because we are not using the stock Super ATV shafts. So Tim bought all the ends, like the swivel areas with the universals in them, and we have to build everything to the length that we need. So that's what's next. Show everybody, Tim, what you got.
These are all the various ends. They all have different splines. I think this one goes to the
Yeah, you have
motor side
a
there.
finer spline. That one's a little bit bigger in diameter, and it's less spline
There, and then this one I go down here. And then
into
this one I go up here, out the shaft.
yeah. So that's what we got going on, guys.
And you can see it.
All right, test fit.
Oh,
First test fit?
yeah.
Okay. With the new motor. Any modifications needed to the mount?
Yeah, we drilled it.
Okay.
See stuff?
No, it's all feel. Okay, come. Just push it towards me, or towards the shaft. Like in these slots up here. Nope, not anymore.
Let's try to get the front on first.
Do you want
Okay.
me to throw a bolt in the back stud? That way it doesn't fall.
When you say the
That's what we're trying to get them on.
front, are you talking about me?
Yeah, the front of the machine.
Oh, the front of the machine. All right. So we got, this is the bottom shaft. It runs from the rack up to the power steering box. That is all measured up. We got her welded up. She ready to rock and roll. This runs from the box to the steering wheel.
Yeah. Well, the first half of it. We still got to make the other end.
Right.
We got to put the
And this
motor in first. to make
this
sure-
end is welded on as well. So we're getting ready to stick the bottom section in.
So that's first. That.
Yes, this is what comes in the kit.
And here's what the stock one looks like. That's your stock one.
So we got stock, we got the Super ATV that comes with the kit, and this is what we just made. So you can see a huge difference. It's pretty much bulletproof right now.
All right, I'm not quite sure what was covered last, but we called it quits for a little bit. Went and got some dinner. Scott went home, and I am taking over at this moment. And what's coming up next is they're getting some wiring done. Well, Tim is getting some wiring done. So the ECU, or the computer, geez, I'm gonna go, or have a, oh yeah, one sec, I need a battery. All right, that's a little better. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 ports coming out of there, mounted there, and steering stems are welded. I believe Scott might have covered that. So the wiring part is coming up next. We got the seat out and running some wiring. So how many wires actually come over to the battery? Just,
You got a hot and a neutral, and then you got to run a white one to switch to power.
well, it's not too bad.
And then these two plug to the ECU, and then there's two that go from the ECU to the motor.
All right, the wiring's not too bad. It's almost like you went through a swamp with this.
Muskeg.
Muskeg. It was a frozen ball of ice, and everything up here has been frozen solid, so I haven't been able to wash it. But here is the easy steer unit mounted into the bracket. Here's steering stem. Okay. Yeah, big difference. These are known to break, so should be okay with these ones. The wiring seems pretty simple, straightforward. Wire into that, into the battery, into the accessory. Plug it in, and then we'll start bolting some stuff back together. All right, so with a little bit of pry bar manipulation, lots of grunting and moving into tight quarters. We were able to get it in, and it's hanging by all the bolts. Definitely would be a lot easier if this bar wasn't on and we could take this whole top piece off. So if you don't have a welded lower intrusion bar or an aftermarket cage, probably be a little bit easier if that was removed. Then you could actually get your hands in there and work around it. But for the most part, two-person job, not terrible. But right now, the bracket's in, the motor's in, the wiring's there. All we're doing is getting all the shaft tight down on the steering rack into the back of the motor, and then another steering shaft will go here on the motor out to the steering wheel. We'll get those in, tightened up. We'll tighten these brackets up, we'll plug it in, and then should be able to start putting this thing back together the whole way, and we'll test it out. Alright, the last thing on the agenda, now that we have everything fit, is to take this shaft here that we just cut. We measured it. We're going to insert that into there. So this adapts onto the actual power steering motor. This goes to the steering wheel, and this just connects the two together. So we're going to run some weld on that, and then we'll be able to bolt it back together. Okay, put the steering wheel back on. Everything looks good, everything's bolted up. Motor's plugged into the computer. What is that, like a shim?
I don't know, they were on here. I don't really understand it. I'm trying to remember where this one was. There's two. They come flying off when we
I don't know. We can look at the drawing on the computer. They're straight. Okay. Looks close. Moment of truth coming up. Fire it up, get a little bit extra juice in it. There you go. Wow. What a difference. I thought that was my GoPro beeping at me. It's yours.
I did too.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, that was yours.
Oh, then it kicked in.
Might not be centered.
It might just be like locked. See, you could probably get in and move it.
This way it goes all the way. Is that all the way?
Yeah, that's all the way. Yeah. Wow. Open that door. Let's go for a ride. Alright, so just for reference, I don't know if this was covered in the video before now, but this is a fully spooled machine. It has the smart spool up front, 32 Zillas, and sticky Zillas. Hook it up the bud, see if we can turn that off.
I almost think it said smart lock. I don't know.
Does it? Does it come across, say check DPS or anything?
It said check something, but I swear it said smart lock.
Yeah, check DPS, yep.
DPS.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna sign off here. Hope you guys enjoyed this video up to this point. Tune back in a little bit. We'll have another video posted up. And thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next video.